is another. EG Media Group production.
Create, connect, convert.
This is the Small Business Monthly Expo podcast.
The best source for business owners, from entrepreneurs to corporations.
We're here to help your business grow throughout the Midwest and the nation.
Now, here's your host, Jim Wright.
I am Jim Wright, and we are here to help your business grow at the St. Louis Small Business Monthly Expo and podcast. I want to welcome all the people that are watching us on Facebook right now. Both of you are just great to have online with us. No, I'm just kidding. I know my thousands of friends are out there, and they're having a good time saying, hey, there's Jim Wright on Facebook. So anyway, but if you can't make it today, our next expo is November the 8th. Same time, same place. Starts around 11 o'clock and goes later into the afternoon to about 3 o'clock. And I just had a great conversation with Porscha Anderson. She's with the Heartland St. Louis Black Chamber of Commerce, and I'd love for you all to hear it right after this.
And now a word from our sponsors. You've made the monumental decision to sell your business. Maybe the sale is your retirement nest egg, or perhaps you're not ready to sell, but you need to raise more capital so you can scale. You now have the task of placing a non-emotional market value on the business you've built, the business to which you've likely devoted a good part of your life. How do you navigate which accepted valuation methodologies or combination of formulas to use? Your CPA may suggest one conventional approach, your banker, another. The truth is, there's nothing conventional about the valuation process. Every business and situation is unique. You deserve an experienced partner who has your best interest in mind, a trusted resource to not only work with you to determine a valuation, but prepare you for the valuation process and all that it entails. That partner is Innovative Business Advisors. Learn more at innovativeba.com. We'd love to have a conversation with you about your business. That's innovativeba.com.
Hi, I'm Julia with Small Business Monthly St. Louis. We'd like to invite you to join us for the St. Louis Business Expo and Business Growth Conference at the St. Charles Convention Center. Not only is this the largest business-to-business expo in the Midwest, but business owners and key employees can gain months' worth of valuable contacts and clients in just a few hours. And the best part is, it's all free. To register, visit stlexpo.com or call us at 314-569-0076. Thanks, and I'll see you at the St. Louis Business Expo and Business Growth Conference.
Join us for the next Small Business Monthly Expo, November 8th, 2023 at the St. Charles Convention Center.
We are here today. They had a luncheon to honor the 100 St. Louisans you should know to succeed in business. And I have the cover girl right here. This is Porscha Anderson. She's with the Heartland St. Louis Black Chamber of Commerce.
Yes.
How long you been there?
Well, first and foremost, thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be in this role and in this space. So I actually volunteered in that role for 2 years previous to me accepting the position as executive director. So officially since September, but unofficially since December of 2020.
How quickly could you make a name for yourself to be one of the 100 people to know in St. Louis?
You know, I'm still trying to figure out who nominated me actually, but I'm grateful for the honor. I've been working with entrepreneurs, and I've been an entrepreneur myself for the past 15 years.
Oh, really? What did you do?
So I have a consulting firm in which I work with entrepreneurs in helping them create strategies, from going from idea to execution of their business, and just helping them with strategic planning and networking and all of the business basics that they need to grow and thrive. So
I've got to ask you, what does the Chamber of Commerce do? It's one of the hardest questions I ever had.
You know what? So I'll say this. Our primary role is to be the one-stop shop and the first shop for all things small business. We know the challenges that small businesses face, from startup to scaling. And so our goal is to be a resource and a point of connectivity for small businesses and helping them to get better acquainted with themselves, their business, understand the importance of networking, and providing them with high quality connections to corporate and other business owners.
Sure. I think one of the hard things for people to realize is when you join a Chamber of Commerce, the Chamber doesn't do everything for you. You've got to be involved. If you want to meet people and network, you've got to pay attention to what the executive director president does tell you to do, because that's the way that we've learned is the best for them to progress through their business.
So I'll tell you this, my personal biggest challenge as the executive director and just being a business coach and consultant is the motivational piece and really helping entrepreneurs understand the importance of being self-motivated, understanding their business, understanding the inners and outer workings of their business. And sometimes that's the most challenging because we see a lot of businesses that come in with a great idea and they have a great heart to want to be able to execute, but they lack the resources and the skills along the way to really help them to do that. And so a lot of what we do is motivating and empowering and just giving them the confidence that they need to really be confident about their business and the products that they have.
Good point. I think two things you need to do when you start a business community. Go to the planning and zoning commissions and meet with them and find out if you can have your business. The second stop should be your Chamber of Commerce to find out, first of all, is this type of business good for the community, and how can you help me network my business throughout this community?
So you're absolutely correct, and I feel like a lot of businesses do it backwards, and so a lot of time they just kind of go out there and then they don't know what the path is. And so a lot of businesses are operating without an LLC, without an EIN number. So just some of the basic things that they need to actually legitimize the business, and then helping them to understand that once they take that step, then that is what puts them in alignment with funding and access to capital and, making sure that all of those things are in place in order to have a sustainable business.
And the way to utilize your knowing who to connect them with to get things done.
Yeah, and so that is my most exciting part about this role here on this scale, is because I now have an opportunity to really plug our businesses into corporate, help them with certifications, MBE, WBE certifications, helping them to get access to grants and government contracts. So you're right. It has been training for me even.
Sure.
And it has pushed me out there because now it's important for me to connect with all of these other organizations so that I can bring the best value to our members. So
and you know a little bit about everything, but you don't have to know what an attorney does. You just have to know what attorneys will fit in with this person, or bankers or loan officers or whoever they happen to be, and you're the person they should come and to make those connections.
Absolutely. And so what I love about what we're doing now with our members, so we have grown our membership tremendously in such a short period of time.
Oh, great.
And what happens with that is, you have that growth spurt and the challenges that come with growth, because you have a lot of people coming in with needs, and then it's like, okay, well, how do I best serve them, and how do I best provide them and connect them with the best resources? So our ways that we have been doing that is really partnering with the SBA through our partnership with the Small Business Development Corporation, St. Louis Development Corporation. And so we're just really getting our feet wet with how we're being able to impact our businesses and just plug them into the resources. So it's been an honor to be able to serve in this capacity.
Sure. It's a lot more than maps and brochures for Chamber of Commerce. It's a lot more than golf tournaments and dances or whatever. It is really, how can we serve you, and how can you help serve yourself?
Yeah, it's interesting because although I know I was getting awarded for this nomination, it was my role and responsibility to make sure that we had a table, all of the things for this day.
Sure.
And then Monday comes and I'm like, okay, I didn't do any of that, and it's okay, but we're focused on the work. I'm saying that to say, when you're focusing on the work, the galas and all of that is just an extra added value, but we don't go into that space looking about how we can be received or, any awards or all of that is minute to the impact that we are really making in our businesses. So I'm excited to serve.
Well, it seems to me like the Heartlands picked the right person for this, and I do really appreciate you being here.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations. If you haven't picked up a copy of this, it tells who all the 100 people are that you need to know. Memorize their name and put them in your book. But of course, if you're a chamber member or chamber person in the city of St. Louis or the county-wide?
Yeah, so we're actually city and county.
Oh,
and I'll say
great.
this because although we focus on our African American and Black and brown communities, we realize and understand that it really takes the whole of a community.
It does.
And that is what we're focused on. And so we have a very diverse group. So although we're the Harlan St. Louis Black Chamber of Commerce, we have a diverse group of members and organizations that really, have gelled with us and that we're partnering with. So we're excited.
Just because you belong to one chamber doesn't mean you shouldn't belong, because it opens your networking.
It does, and we've even connected with the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce and the Afghan Chamber of Commerce, and so we're excited, and the African Chamber of Commerce. So we're our goal is to be one big melting pot for our small businesses.
You need some enthusiasm for you.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Having me.
It's been a joy.
Thank you.
All right. Coming up, we're going to have a quick conversation with Ron Amlin, the president of the St. Louis Small Business Monthly, when we get back.
As a CEO, spreadsheets come with the territory, but I can't escape asking myself these questions. In what areas should I devote more focus and develop more understanding so I can properly interpret my company's real financial health? How do I take that data and use it to create and implement a plan to increase profits and discover the company's true financial potential?
Enter CEO to CEO. We believe these are the types of questions a good CEO or business owner should be asking. We've helped hundreds of CEOs and leaders understand the true cash flow, bankability, and actionable real-time management opportunities in their respective companies. We have a knack for making the complicated easy, and to many, fun to understand. We have virtual sessions online, and we also offer one-to-one CEO coaching. CEO to CEO exists to help businesses and business leaders realize their full potential. Reach out today at ceo2ceo.coach. CEO, the number 2, CEO.coach. That's ceo2ceo.coach.
This segment brought to you by E4E. E4E, or Experts for Entrepreneurs. Operating a business is complex and time-consuming. Being successful requires expertise in many different functions. We have first-hand knowledge working with the entrepreneurs and family businesses in the Experts for Entrepreneurs Partners community. Go to e4e.com for more information, and don't fly alone.
You want to be an exhibitor at our next Business Expo and Business Growth Conference.
Not only is this the largest business-to-business expo in the Midwest, business owners and key employees can gain months' worth of clients and contacts in just a few hours.
With over 20 seminars and keynote speakers.
This is a can't-miss event for hundreds of business owners.
Types of industries that exhibit.
Health insurance.
Design services.
Credit bureaus.
Credit cards.
Employee incentives.
Business coaches.
Just to name a few.
If you'd like more information on how you can be an exhibitor at the next Business Expo and Business Growth Conference,
go to stlouisbusinessexpo.com.
One day.
A lifetime of change.
Hey, it is Jim Wright. We're here with the St. Louis Small Business Monthly Expo. This is our podcast, and we work with some fantastic people today. Been around the expo and talked with everybody except the grand poobah of the St. Louis Small Business Monthly himself, Ron Amlin. Ron, it's good to have you with us today.
Great to be here. Thank you for coming.
You kind of had to be here, didn't you?
Oh, I did, yeah. But it's always fun to be here and connect with all the business people in St. Louis.
And I've connected with many of your visitors today, and it's kind of like a who's who in business, if you will. It's people who really care about the rest of the business community, and they want to make your business better in some way, and that's why they're here today.
Yeah, we've got a little bit of everything here. We've got older entrepreneurs here. We've got young entrepreneurs here. We've got those interested in owning a business, others who've been in business for 20, 30 years. So there's really no other spot where you can go in one day under one roof and meet the hundreds of business professionals that you can meet here at the Expo.
I agree, and that's quite diverse.
It is. Well, like I said, we're diverse in the types of businesses that are here. We're diverse in the types types of ages of business owners we have. Again, there's really nowhere else you can go under one roof in one day and meet hundreds of business contacts.
Yeah, right. What does it take these days to keep your newspaper fresh and alive and applicable to the business community?
Sure. I think a lot of what we do is really just sharing best practices and tips and strategies that local business owners are using each and every day to build better businesses. And so that's what we try to do with our magazine. We try to go out there and find the businesses that are using these techniques, strategies, and tips, and then share them with others so we can pass it along.
Yeah, you don't want to reinvent the wheel. There's somebody that's already done that.
Right, definitely. Yeah. And so, and we find that really helpful for a lot of businesses, because especially since they're local, unique businesses, because people really want to find out what St. Louis businesses are doing to build and grow.
And like I said, it's a place where people can actually come and say, I'm in this business community and a great part of it, and here's the new product or service that I offer.
And so many entrepreneurs and business owners that come through our doors, they support these local businesses. And so that's one of the great things about being here. You know, everybody who walks in this door is really about building better businesses in St. Louis. And so that's what makes this show so unique.
Now, I've noticed not only does the business persons sit behind their booth, but they get out there and talk to others and help make them customers, and also doing business with the people they're meeting. B2B. It's the best way to do it.
Yeah. Well, you know, a lot of these folks, because they come here every year and have a booth at the show, they really get to know one another, and they start building partnerships and friendships, and they start doing a lot of business together. It's
so nice that somebody in the business community cares enough about business to say, I'm going to make this thing happen. And you have done that consistently.
And the great thing is about this show is that there are so many shows where you have to go out of town to learn best practices and share ideas and network with folks. And that takes a lot of money, and it takes travel time, and it's a lot of time out of your schedule. And the great thing about this show is it's right here in St. Louis. I mean, today we had seminars where we talked about, you know, best practices and everything from marketing to IT.
Yeah, I've talked to some of those seminar people, and they come on and talk with me for a couple of minutes, but then I hear their seminars going on for, 15, 30 minutes?
Yeah.
And they've got a lot of information they're giving out there for free.
Definitely. And the thing is, it's right here local in St. Louis. You don't have to travel miles and miles to get this kind of advice and this kind of insight into your business.
Ron, this luncheon focused on the 100 St. Louisans you should know to succeed in business. Now, I know we have another expo November the 8th this year. Is it going to be the same type of thing?
November 8th, we are going to focus on the best companies in St. Louis. So there's 17 different categories. We're going to honor the best banks. We're going to honor the best accounting firms. Several different categories will be there. And these are going to be the top companies in the St. Louis region are going to be here to accept their award. So we have 5 in every category. We have, I think, 17 categories. So we're going to be honoring businesses from the best IT to the best banks.
That's great. And how do you pick those folks? How can I nominate a business?
Our readers pick those individuals during the month of June. We have an online survey that they fill out, and they tell us who's doing the best in each category.
Well, great. Well, we're so glad that you're here and that you put this on for us, and we just want to know, how do we check out more about the St. Louis Small Business Monthly?
You can check out stlexpo.com, and it'll give you any of the information you need on that. The magazine, you can check out sbmon.com. We'll take you right there.
And where do we pick up those magazines?
You can pick them up anywhere around town. There are specific drop points in every zip code we have.
If you want one, you can get it, right?
You can, definitely.
That's great. Anything else you'd like everybody to know?
No, we'll see everybody November 8th.
Sounds perfect. Thank you so much for being with us, Ron.
Thank you.
You bet. Thank you for listening to the podcast today, and you can follow us more on sbmon.com. Remember, the Small Business Monthly is the source for business owners.
Here's another AG Media Group production.
Create, connect, convert.